Guys, this is a quick review on Hornby Mk3 rolling stock. I know there's been quite a bit of discussion between the models with dim windows, with lights, and obviously the models before. So what we have here are three models. You can see the model numbers on the end there. We have around 2006 Mk3, okay, 2012 with the dim windows, and also the new Eastern set, which is only available at Eastern, with dim windows and also lights. Just a quick unbox. Obviously prices do increase over time, especially the models with lights. This is the original Mk3, which I believe does have some parts of the lemur tooling in. Ooh. So what we have here is General Mk3. This is the long coach, not the old Hornby half coach sizes, should we say. So quite a nice TGS coach. For some reason has white and black doors. I don't know why, it doesn't in real life, but nice touch. We also have half couplings. We don't have NEM, shamefully, but nice model coach. Here we have the 2012 version, which improved the quality quite a bit actually. Sorry, and the packaging. Okay, ooh, that's a little present. Okay, I believe this is called the iceberg packaging or something like that, whichever it is. So, great touch. Okay, let's have a look at the general differences between these two. Okay, apart from obviously this is a first class, sorry, and that's TGS, standard class, brake coach. Okay, obviously on here, just having a quick general look, obviously the first noticeable difference definitely is the precision and sharpness of the paintwork. We've changed the scheme of the blue very slightly, but significantly the grey. I don't know if you can see the major difference between them two. Also is obviously the windows, which obviously on this model here give a nice tint with a white interior, which I believe is carried over from this era of coach by the looks of it. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. We'll crack them open in a minute and have a look. Generally, detail at the ends, pretty much the same. See that? What's it on there? And under framework is a little more detailed on the newer model. No, what am I saying? Sorry, it's actually more detailed on the older version. Don't know if you can get a good zoom on there if the camera gets in focus. Okay, so it does look a lot more of a remarkable coach. Shame about the underframe. Bogies are the same, but with this model I seem to have got Hornby's larger D-link couplings, which are great if you've got, say, first radius curves or so, but I think are the perfect place for them. Okay, and here we are, is the new Eastern region coach. Also in iceberg packaging. I'll plonk that out of the way. Let's crack this out. Okay. Okay. Right. Great significance on these new Eastern region coaches is obviously they come with lights. There is a little bit of a difference, but I'd state not much. I believe the windows are slightly darker on this new Eastern region. Yes. And from the looks of it, the interior is actually blue. Okay, we'll crack these open and have a look. The detail on the ends, exactly the same. I believe it's the same tooling. Also, same parts. Wheels, bogies, also the same. Now, okay, Hornby's HST set, which I've got here, which is R3138, which is the new one. Okay, this is only still available as Western region. I believe I'm going to do a bit of renumbering on this. I also have the slightly older one, obviously still the detail set. Okay, let me just zoom out. Oh, in. There we go, zoom out. which is also the detailed set. I don't know what the actual difference is between these two. They look exactly the same to me, unless they've just brought a new model number out, because obviously the locomotive numbers are different. But other than that, the detail, everything else is exactly the same. These have got the light window tint, which I found a little bit annoying. Just have a general look at the DV driving trainer on this. So on Hornby's here, you can see we've got the light window aspect. It does look a little bit darker, obviously, because it's inside. There's not much light getting in. Same with the front, the opening doors. Lovely detailed model, gives great accuracy. Just going to plonk that on now. Obviously, this one's in reverse and this one's in forward. They do have a front cab light as well, but great addition to these sets. Regarding the green and blues as well, there is a difference between the old 2006 coach. I'm going to be running this basically with, say, my class 47s, etc., and see what and class 50s from this era. Roof detail does match, but it's pretty much the same throughout the whole range anyway. But the blues on the new Hornby sets do obviously match up with the new range of coaches. Okay, so this is the 2012 era one, I believe, and this is obviously just a recent release. Recent release with lighting. Not too particularly impressed. You can barely actually see it. Well, daylight, even in night light function, and the light strip is only about, say, a 6-inch width on the centre of the coach. It doesn't light up either the end carriages, parts of interior. Okay, I'm just going to plonk this one out the way. I'm just going to stick this one on now, so I've not wired up all my points correctly yet. So see if you can get a general actual visage on there between the pair. Even then on the video, I don't believe you'll be able to see the lighting at all. I'm just going to go turn the lights off and just see if we can get a nice little view of the without the lighting. You can see, lovely addition to the coach, but not very well spread lighting in the dark, and in any daytime running sequence you just will not be able to see it. So, hi, we're back in the light. Right, okay, lovely coach. The pickups are only on one wheel set. Can't even see it myself. Don't know if you can see this in any sort of detail. So there's a pickup on each of these two wheels here, and here and here. Obviously these wheels are isolated in between, otherwise it would cause a short. These do work on DCC and DC. Obviously with DC it'll only increase the brightness as you go faster, which is one of the great advantages of DCC. Great, so you're thinking, oh no, there's only one set of pickups. What happens, obviously, if we basically just go over, say, an Insta Frog Point? Are we going to get in jumping lights? No. Hornby have actually thought something out for a change. Here's one, I'm doing a blue Peter here. Here's one I've broken earlier. Well, not broken, disassembled earlier. Okay, in here you'll be able to see they've actually done a fairly good job. Shame it couldn't be a bit longer, the lighting strip. So the lighting strip is, well, glue gunned into place. Obviously here we have the interior of the carriage, which is blue for a change. So on the older models here, it's actually, well, this is the 2012 era one. Sorry, not very gentle there. So, let's see if we can get this out. I think I'm going to have to get a little screwdriver. Just bear with me for 1 second. And we're back. Right. This is the non-lighting coach. Obviously, for some reason they've gone from, it's exactly the same mould of interior. For some reason they've actually gone from a white grey interior to blue. Maybe looks better with the lighting, not entirely sure on that, but it'd be great if you could have this and a bit of detail on the tables and things like that, but obviously that would be great with the lighting experience. Anyway, back to the lighting strip. Okay, so between this bogie there is a couple of thin pair of wires, obviously being very gentle here because obviously they'd snap off quite easily. And then straight onto the lighting strip, obviously we have 4 diodes, for DCC, so we can obviously pull the current out and rectify it the right way. We have a capacitor, which is brilliant. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lights, all spread throughout. It's like I said, it'd be great if they could do a model, maybe with lighting in the corridors, additional parts, and maybe a little bit of windows in the corridors rather than holes. I guess that's an adapted method from the 80s. So generally, usually there. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to plonk this on the track now. Just going to move that one out of the way. Sorry, you'll have to excuse the mess. I'm going to give it a good plonk on the track. I'm just going to whack this part of the bogie on so you can see the lighting strip inside. Okay, it's not too bright, but it could be a little bit brighter, especially to see through the windows, because especially on the camera there, I don't believe that you'll be able to see much of a response at all. We'll be able to see the lighting strip. Sorry about that. There. Okay, but as soon as I pull the carriage off, the capacitor does its job and holds the lights for quite some time actually. They do slowly dim down, but it means we're not going to be having flickering lights, unlike one of my bad attempts earlier on this year on a Mark 3 myself. I did have a quick go myself at putting in my own lighting kit. This is my own Weathered Mark 3 in swallow livery. Quite hard to get hold of. I apologise, the weathering is not very good at all. I'm going to be taking it off and redoing it. Right, so I did put the lighting kit, one of the lighting kits I have, into this coach. Oh, it's been sat around for a while, so it's a little bit hazy. Paint. Put my contacts there. Okay, here's the model I lit up myself. I didn't do the corridors, I wish I did, but I didn't put a capacitor in it, so as soon as you're going along, you're getting a bit of resistance. Great thing to get a 2200 Faro capacitor. This coach does need some serious work on it, but I'd like to sort out the lighting a little bit dimmer, probably put in a 500k resistor, sorry, a 1k resistor in the circuit, but I'm also going to put a capacitor in there as well. What I found the pricing difference, if you do want to go something a little bit more accurate for yourselves, and create something maybe with lighting in the corridors, etc., that greatly match their superb 125 range, is find something like a DCC coach lighting kit. Easy enough to pick up, or what you'll generally get in here. This is one from Layouts for You. Is we've got a lighting strip that can be split, so maybe we could split part of it evenly further throughout the coach. We also get some wires, a couple of resistors to alter the so we can alter the dimness of the lighting in the carriage, not too bright like my my swallow livery one, and also some pickups that go on top of the wheels. What I'd recommend you do is get yourself down Maplin's, get a 2200 Faro capacitor or even an 1100. Basically, between the circuit, whack it straight on, great off. The great thing with these lights, they do work with DCC. You don't need a bridge rectifier in them for some unknown reason, but they're quite bright as standard. Sorry, it's not the perfect way of showing off, but they're quite bright as standard. Obviously, the more dim your windows are, obviously, the better you'll get. These kits can be quite cheap, pick them up for about £3. I highly recommend having a go doing it yourself, rather than Hornby's, and the capacitor will probably cost you about 50p. For your coaches, I'd go for you'd save yourself quite a bit of money if you go for the 2012 stock. I'm just going to pull the box out now. So I'm looking at around £35, which is around the general RRP for the new coaches. Obviously they are in the eastern region, I do understand that, it's fair enough. But even at the western region that do match the HST sets, you're going to be saving around £7, and you'll be able to make yourself, if you've got a little bit of time, make you something that's a little bit more detailed, a little bit more accurate.